Good morning, dear students. Our lesson today, 8.1, find surface area of three-dimensional figures. Today, inshallah, we will take only two three-dimensional figures. We'll speak about cylinder and cone. Inshallah, in the next session, we'll continue this lesson. Now, before starting our new lesson, we must remember some basics. The first thing, how to find the area of circle. This is a circle. Of course, area of circle A equals pi r squared, where pi is an irrational number and it's about 3.14 or 22/7, and it's called the approximated value. R is the radius length of the circle. The second thing, we must remember how to find the area of rectangle. Of course, the rectangle is two-dimensional figure and it has two dimensions, length and width, or base and height. So this is the base or the length, and this is the height or the width. And how to find the area of rectangle? Only multiply its two dimensions. So A equals base times height, B times h, or A, area of rectangle, equals length times width. The first part of our lesson today is how to find the surface area of a cylinder. Of course, the cylinder contains two circular bases, so we must find the area of the circle. The area of the circle is pi r squared, as we said, and the other circle is pi r squared. So the area of both circles equals 2 pi r squared. And the area of the blue part, of course, this part is a rectangle, so we must find the area of the rectangle. As we said, multiply the two dimensions of the rectangle to find the area. So the area of this rectangle equals 2 pi r h, where 2 pi r is the circumference of the circle. So the area of this part equal 2 pi r h. Now the surface area of the cylinder equals 2 pi r squared. This is the area of two circles plus 2 pi r h. This is how to find the surface area of a cylinder. But we have a shortcut, because 2 pi r and 2 pi r is repeated, so we can take out 2 pi r as a common factor. So we have a shortcut. Our shortcut is 2 pi r bracket r plus h. This is another way, or this is a shortcut to find the surface area of a cylinder. Now, page 418, read the question. The question is, what the surface area of a cylinder with a height 9.5 inches and a radius of 2.5 inches. The formula is written. This is the surface area of a cylinder equals 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. This is not the shortcut. We must fill the gaps, so follow this. Of course, according to the question, the radius length is 2.5 and the height is 9.5. So now, and instead of r, write 2.5, and instead of h, write 9.5. Simplify to find the simplest form. Find 2.5 squared, multiply 2.5 times 2.5, it will be 6.25. Multiply it by 2, it will be 12.5. And the second part, 2 times 2.5 is 5. Multiply 5 times 9.5, it's 47.5. Now, the final answer will be the sum of 12.5 pi plus 47.5 pi. Add 12.5 plus 47.5, it will be 60 pi. So the final answer is 60 pi. Are you happy with this? Yes? Can we do this by another way? Just practice to use the shortcut to find the answer quickly. Remember, the shortcut is 2 pi r bracket r plus h. So substitute instead of r and h. So 2 pi r times, instead of r, 2.5. Inside the bracket it will be 2.5 plus 9.5. How to simplify? The first thing, multiply 2 times 2.5, it's 5. 20. Page 420, question 4. What the surface area of the cylinder? Use 3.14 for pi and round to the nearest tenth. Before starting, search for the height. The height is 10 millimeters, of course. Search for the radius length. It's not written because 2 millimeters is the diameter length. So we must divide by 2 to find the radius length. Divide 2 millimeters by 2, it's 1. So the radius length is 1 millimeter. Now we are ready to find the area. Remember our shortcut, 2 pi r times r plus h. Now use 1 for r, use 10 for h, and 3.14 for pi. You can stop the video and do it yourself and come back if you finished. Have you finished? Yes? Okay. Of course, 2 stay the same. Instead of pi, write 3.14. Instead of r, it's 1 multiplied by 1 plus 10. The next step, simplify. Of course, 2 times 3.14 is 6.28, and inside the brackets we must add 1 plus 10, it's 11. Now multiply. What's 6.28 times 1 times 11? Just multiply by 11, because multiplying by 1 it will be the same. Yes, the final answer is about 69.1 squared millimeter. Are you happy with this? Yes? Okay, we'll go to the second part of our lesson. The cone. How to find the surface area of a cone? Of course, the cone is three-dimensional figure. It has only one circular base, so we must find the area of this base. Of course, the area of circle is pi r squared. And the cone top. How to find the area of the cone top? The area of the cone top is pi r l, where L is called the slant height. The slant height is L. So the surface area of cone equals pi r squared plus pi r l. And we can find a shortcut to solve it quickly, because pi r is repeated here in this formula. So we can take pi r as a common factor, and our shortcut will be pi r times r plus l, where r is the radius length of the base of the cone and L is the slant height of the cone. Are you happy with this? Try to remember this shortcut and go to page 419, question A. Read the question. The question is, what the surface area of a cone with a radius of 7 feet and a slant height of 9 feet. Use 22/7 for pi. As you know, 22/7 is another approximated value for pi, because pi is not a rational number, so pi is about 3.14 or 22/7. Think. Do you have the slant height? Yes. Do you have the radius length? Yes. Do you remember the shortcut? Yes. Here it is. The shortcut is pi r times r plus L. So this is the surface area. Substitute now. Instead of pi, we'll write 22/7. And instead of r, it will be 7. Multiply by, inside the bracket, it will be 7 plus 9. Simplify now. Of course, 7 divided by 7 is 1. So we can remove these two 7. And 7 plus 9 is 16. So for finding the final answer, we must multiply 22 times 16. Page 420, question 5. What the surface area of the cone to the nearest tenth? Use 3.14 for pi. Of course, here we have r, the radius length, it's 3 feet, and we have the slant height, it's 4 feet. So you can stop the video and do it yourself and come back again when you're finished. Okay, have you finished? Yes. Check your answer with me. Of course, our shortcut to find the surface area of a cone is pi r times r plus L. So substitute now. Instead of pi, we'll write 3.14. Instead of r, we'll write 3. Instead of L, we'll write 4. Now we must simplify. So multiply 3.14 times 3. Yes, it's 9.42. And we must add 3 plus 4. It's 7. Now multiply 9.42 times 7. Yes, it's 65.94. So the answer to the nearest tenth is about 65.9 squared feet. Thank you very much. I enjoyed this session, and goodbye.